Good morning, good morning. On Thursday, June 19th, 2025 was the third national celebration of Juneteenth. Even though it is one of 12 legal national holidays and is marked with church services, concerts, contests, parades, and parties, do people really know what the day is about? First of all, what does the name mean? Juneteenth is a combination of the word June and the word 19, as it was originally used by freed black people of Texas. Juneteenth has also been referred to as Emancipation Day, Freedom Day, Jubilee Day, Black Independence Day, and Juneteenth Independence Day. Many people are under the misconception that it's the day that slavery ended, which is neither totally true nor totally untrue. As many of us might remember from U.S. history classes, you were probably taught that President Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation ended slavery, which is another misconception. It is true that on January 1st, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln issued an executive order known as the Emancipation Proclamation. This order declared that enslaved people of the 11 rebellious Confederate states be free from slavery. Amen. Not included were enslaved people of the border states of Maryland, Kentucky, Missouri, Delaware, Tennessee, and West Virginia, because they did not secede from the Union. So this meant that the institution of slavery was still allowed in those states. When we really think about it, the emancipation meant nothing to the people of the Confederacy, because they did not consider themselves as citizens under the jurisdiction of the Union and or President Lincoln. So slavery actually still existed during the last 2 years of the Civil War. With the surrender of the Confederate Army on April 9th, 1865, came the end of both the Civil War and the Confederate government. However, it was not until Union troops entered the city of Galveston, Texas on June 19, 1865, and announced the provisions of the Emancipation Proclamation did slavery end in Texas, the last of the holdouts in what was once the Confederacy. But what about the border states? While the Emancipation Proclamation did not affect them, some border states took action to abolish slavery on their own. Maryland in 1864, Missouri and Tennessee in early 1865, with Virginia following later that same year. All slavery and other states ended slavery before the war ended. The 13th Amendment of the Constitution, ratified in December 1865, officially outlawed slavery throughout the entire nation, including the remaining border states that had not already abolished it. In 1979, Texas became the first state to make Juneteenth an official holiday. Several other states followed suit over the years. In the wake of George Floyd's murder during an arrest by police on May 25th, 2020, Juneteenth celebrations took on a new intensity and gained broader cultural significance. That year, organizers affiliated with Black Lives Matter launched a petition to make Juneteenth a national holiday. Following Floyd's murder, activists used Juneteenth celebrations to amplify their cause for federal recognition, demand reparations for slavery, and push for sweeping reforms in racial justice and policing. Juneteenth became a focal point for collective action in institutions across the country, including colleges, universities, and corporations such as Google, Amazon, and Microsoft. And these companies observed Juneteenth. These widespread observations transformed Juneteenth from an African American holiday to a national movement for reflection on the country's legacy of slavery and systematic racism. In June 2021, Congress passed a resolution establishing Juneteenth as a federal holiday. President Biden signed it into law on June 17, 2021. At the Juneteenth National Independence Day Action signing ceremony, President Biden remarked, and I quote, "Juneteenth marks both the long, hard night of slavery and subjugation and a promise of a brighter morning to come. This is a day of profound, in my view, profound weight and profound power. A day in which we remember the moral stain, the terrible toil that slavery took on the country and countries and continues to take. What I've long called Americans' original sin. By marking Juneteenth a federal holiday, all Americans can feel the power of this day and learn from our history and celebrate progress and grapple with the distance we come, but the distance we have to travel." I would like to close with Romans 12, 14 through 16. "Bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Rejoice with those who rejoice. Mourn with those who mourn. Live in harmony with one another. Do not be proud, but be willing to associate with people of low position. Do not be conceited." I hope Juneteenth has a different meaning and a more profound meaning to each of you. Thank you.